The ancient practice of yoga is said to foster mindfulness and flexibility. And now there's a celebration of yoga geared toward children, allowing them to stretch their bodies and their imaginations. Here to tell us about a special practice where the youngins can be yogis is author and yoga instructor. We have Lauren Chaitoff. Namaste, Lauren.
Oh, so nice to meet you. Thank you for having me on, Desiree.
Yes, happy to have you on. So Lauren, please talk about the benefits of yoga, especially for kids.
Yes, of course. So I often tell people the benefits of children's yoga is really the same benefits as adult yoga, right? At Yogi Beans, we are fostering the whole child. So we are helping children, with focus and concentration, with social emotional learning, as well as the physical practice, building strength, flexibility. Yoga is also a non-competitive physical activity, which I think is great for the competitive child as well as for the non-competitive child.
I think it's great to teach kids early on the benefits of yoga. So why did you start your very own yoga method and curriculum for kids? And can you explain some of those principles behind it?
Absolutely. So my husband Brian and I started Yogi Beans in 2007, and I was teaching adults Pilates and yoga, and just hearing how stressed that their kids were, I thought, why do we all wait until we're older to begin this practice? So at Yogi Beans, we have a methodology. Like I said, we are always fostering the whole child. So we have a system of 108 values, and they are broken up between 4 pillars, and those pillars are Mind Light. So Mind Light is where we are teaching children about focus, concentration, present moment awareness, things that are so important in school, right? And then there's the Heart Light, and that would be social emotional learning. So fostering values such as self-confidence, self-compassion, empathy. Our third pillar is the yoga body, and that would be the physical practice. And in the West, that's where a lot of us think yoga, the physical, and it is very important, and kids love the physicality of yoga. And there we're focusing on things such as flexibility, strength, proprioception, knowing where our body is in space. And then the fourth pillar we call the yogic way. And that's how do we best interact with the world around us? So teaching children values like communication, friendship, inclusivity. So it's a little bit about our method of teaching. And I always say we are always translating this practice into a language that children understand, and most importantly, that they enjoy.
Yes, and I think it's great that you're breaking it down for the kiddos. And speaking to yoga, one of the things that you talk about is breath work. Can you explain what breath work is and why it's important for kids to learn?
Absolutely. So we're always telling children, how you breathe can change how you feel. And going back to social emotional learning, yoga lends itself so well to that because we are all about acknowledging and accepting all the feelings. And with the breath is a coping strategy for children. So when they are having some of those bigger red feelings, I call them, right, they can use their breath to make those feelings a little bit smaller. I always say it may not go away. However, it will make the feeling a little bit smaller and more manageable.
Alrighty, and I want to give you the chance to also tell us about your book, 108 Awesome Yoga Poses for Kids. Oh, there it is.
Yes, I got it right here. I got it right here. So the book is wonderful. The book is great for any child that's interested in yoga, as well as for any adult that is looking to teach their child yoga, or perhaps a teacher, educator, guidance counselor. So many schools are interspersing these yoga breaks into the day because children are stressed and they also need to move. So the book offers so many wonderful options for children's yoga teachers, for school teachers, parents, grandparents, children, anyone looking to embark on their own yoga practice. And they don't have to wait now until they're in college.
Yes, and I think it's helpful to have that book and just look at the different poses that kids can be learning. And the practice of yoga may be new to some parents. How can they get on board and learn from their kids' yoga journey?
I think so. It's great because I think so many parents do tell me, my child told me to take a deep breath, when I was feeling angry. It's really, the book, again, for anyone, you need no yoga practice to use the book. There's so many pictures in it. Yogi Beans also we have a video on demand, yogibeans.com/VOD. And it's just a 90-minute introductory video that can teach anyone how to implement yoga practices for kids throughout the day. It doesn't have to be a 45-minute class. It could just be, 5 minutes in the morning or before bed. That's when children have a lot of anxiety. So incorporating some of that breath work before they go to sleep.
I I think it's awesome that we're again teaching kids that. I'm going to let our viewers know where they can go for more info. You can start your yoga adventure with the kiddos at yogibeans.com. Also, check out their Instagram at yogi_beans.